What is up, guys? Today is Monday, September 28th. This is your social studies lesson for the day. First off, I'm going to direct your attention to this unit question. This is the question we're going to be answering over the next 3 or 4 weeks. Were the 13 colonies justified in their decision to declare war on Great Britain? And for today, the question we're answering is, who was more responsible for the war between England and the colonies? So this is going to be similar to when we did our lesson on the lost colony of Roanoke. The answer to this question is more or less an opinion, and so I'm going to be giving you guys sources to look at, sources that show both sides of the conflict, and it is up to you to decide who was more responsible for the war, the English or the colonists. So this is the question we're working on today. In class, we chilled for the first 5 minutes while we waited for people to join. Then we did our circle warm-up, which I'm going to pull up real quick. So here's our circle warm-up. It's very similar to the ones we've been doing lately. The instructions are read the paragraph and then tell me what part of circa is missing. So I have the parts listed here: claim, evidence, reasoning, counter-argument, and audience. The paragraph has 4 out of the 5, so it is missing one of them. I want you to tell me what part is missing, and I'll read it out loud to you here. It's answering this question: is a hot dog a sandwich? It says, a hot dog by itself without a bun is obviously not a sandwich. It becomes a sandwich as soon as you put it in a bun. According to the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, the definition of a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll that has a filling in between. There is no doubt that a bun is bread that is classified as a split roll. And once the hot dog is placed in that bun, it now has the filling in between from the definition. So in conclusion, a hot dog eaten with a bun should be considered a sandwich. Okay, so yeah, on your answers, tell me what's missing, and then you can move on from the warm-up. So let's go back to our agenda. Next up is our assignment. It is titled The Road to the Revolutionary War. You will find that on Google Classroom. Okay. You will need to open, it's going to be on Google Slides. So open the slides and hit the share arrow in the top right corner of your screen if you're using an iPad. The share arrow is a box with an arrow sticking out of it. The share arrow is what lets you type directly into the document. So please do not use the PDF view. It's a pain in my butt to grade when you're using the PDF, and it's harder for you to type. So it just makes it easier for both of us if you use the share arrow. This assignment is going to look similar to the Lost Colony of Roanoke assignment, where we looked at sources, we answered questions about those sources, and at the end we wrote a circa paragraph. Okay. So today we're going to get through the intro and sources A, B, and C. Okay. So you do not have to do all of this today. We're going to work on this again later on in the week. So today I just want you to focus on completing sources A, B, and C. Okay. So here's what the assignment looks like. Make sure you hit the share arrow. I'm going to put this in presentation mode. So there's a short video that introduces this assignment. We're not going to watch it on here, but you guys can watch it on your own. And the essential question that we're trying to answer is this one, like I said already. Who was more responsible for the war? So keep this question in the back of your head as you're reading the sources. Who was more responsible for the war, the English or the colonies? Okay, keep that in the back of your mind as we go through the lesson. Here is a simple timeline of what happened. This includes a lot of the stuff that we talked about in our notes. So, and it includes the years as well. So 1754 is when the French and Indian War begins. 7 years later is when the war ends. And the Proclamation of 1763 is issued. This is when the king says that the colonists are not allowed to settle the new land that the English got from the French for winning the war. And we have the Sugar Act and the Stamp Act. Both taxes that the colonists protested. And as the colonists get more and more angry, the British passed the Quartering Act. The Quartering Act is the one where basically you were required to house British soldiers and feed them and things. We talked about that in our notes as well. Then we have a new round of taxes called the Townshend Acts. The colonists protest those as well. Then we have the Boston Massacre, which we will talk about later next week. Then we get into the Tea Act and the Boston Tea Party, the Intolerable Acts, and then finally we have the culmination at the Battle of Lexington and Concord, where war begins. Okay. So, the road to the Revolutionary War. Instructions. We will be examining several key events in history that led to the Revolutionary War. Read each source one at a time. Once you have finished reading a source, advance to the next slide and answer the questions about that source. Keep the essential question in mind. Who was more responsible for the war between England and the colonies? So here is source A. This is about the Proclamation of 1763. There's about 4 paragraphs here, all pretty short. So read through this and advance to the next slide to answer the questions. So here are the questions for source A. One of the things I do recommend is you can read these questions first and then go back and read the source, and that will help you look for the correct answers. And we move on. Source B is a video. So the video is about 3.5 minutes long. So watch this video, advance to the questions. And again, you can look at these questions first, and it will help you to listen for what you need in the video. Okay, and that's on the Stamp Act. Source C is the Stamp Act continued. It's some more information about this. So this is another video. It's about 5 minutes long. Watch it and advance to the next slide. Here are the questions. Again, I recommend looking at these questions first so you know what to look for as you read or as you listen to the video. Okay. This is all I expect you to get through for today. So that's sources A, B, and C. Make sure you complete those questions, and I will see you guys on Thursday or Friday. Okay. Thank you for coming, and don't forget to be awesome.